Welcome back to another first impressions, this time for the anime. Why last boss appeared. Synopsis from Annihilist. An MMO gamer awakens as the black-winged tyrant Luthas Mafal, rising from her sealed fate only to find this is very real. Her defeat 200 years ago unleashed monsters of death, and the legend is one of terror. Now trapped in the body of history's most feared conqueror, he must survive a world that wants her dead, and uncover why he is here. Now this show was very surprising, positively so. As the setup states, we have our main character is playing this MMO, and his character he's playing as is Luthas Mafal. Now, this character, he's going to lose a fight and getting sealed away. Then he gets migrated, transported, whatever you want to call it, into the game 200 years later as the character Luthas Mafal, which you see in the picture. And that is the setup. Now, I enjoyed the first three episodes quite a bit. It has pretty good animation. I like the idea. There's some really nice stuff in the show that I really like. We also get to see see it more or less out of the point from a quote-unquote villain. So we are we don't always have to be the good guys. We can also be the bad guys, and not like the bad guys doing good stuff. Just let them be bad guys. We will see how it continues, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. Now there is some parts that is going to be a bit spoilery, but I do want to talk about them. They are more or less for the background of the setup. Now, our main character, he is playing this character, Luthas Mafal. Now, he is playing in this MMO, and he's pretty good. He is at the top of the game, and I believe he succeeded in conquering everything on the world map and forming like one big nation. Because this is it has like PvP, you can take over stuff, and he's able to, connect everything. And this was one of the highlights. Now, this game has like a system, which I don't really remember the name, but essentially it means like, hey, this is a sandbox MMO. We have, laid out the playground, and the players, they write the story. And whatever happens, we canonize into the game. Which, it reminds me a little bit of EVE Online, like that. You probably have heard stories about that if you know a little bit about MMOs. And in this game, our main character decided, hey, I did so much, I'm at the top of the top. He connected with other high-level players and decided, hey, let's make a little, let's build a story. Let's make our own story. Now, there is a big bad guy, a demon lord, but they were like, hey, how about we have like this conflict? Our main character and some other people are on quote-unquote the bad side, and then we have the heroes on the good side, other high-level players, and they fight each other. Which then, ends with Luthas Mafal being defeated and sealed away as a big climax. And, you have the typical heroes against bad guys fight, which looked also really, really good. And naturally, as he got defeated, he's looking, hey, how's the reception? He's looking at the live chat. Everyone loves it. He's happy. Everything is good. Then on the screen, there's like the message of the goddess. Hey, I want to, fulfill a wish. Sorry, I did not really read what was happening. And as he accepted, he got transported into the world. Which means that in this world, Some of the heroes are still alive, 3 as far as I remember, which the question is, are these people, are these humans, or are these NPCs, quote unquote, from the MMO? Now this is one of the parts we already have to find out. Another part is that it is 200 years in the future, and for some reason, which is common for these types of shows, the power level went down. Everyone got weaker, and we don't really know why. There are some explanations. Naturally, you have to fight a lot to be as strong as, you know, the heroes and whatever, and you have to risk your life. Whatever the case may be. The third thing is that Lufus Mafal had a bunch of generals, 12 to be exact, and she wants to gather them all up, you know, get them back under her fold, just because they are her generals, and, you know, instead of having them be somewhere and doing some stupid stuff, get them back and see what happened to the world. Now these 12 seemingly are connected to like horoscopes, because the first one we get is like a sheep called Aries, which, you know, makes sense. And that is mostly the setup. We want to get the generals back, we want to find out what happened. We also get to know that the heroes lost against the Demon King, and the Demon King slowly but surely took over most of the world. So meaning, we have to find out what happened there. So we have a bunch of, you know, intriguing details we need to find out. That it is enjoyable. It is very enjoyable. It is keeping me very engaged. Now, character-wise, we only get introduced to like 2 or 3 characters. We have our main character, Lufus Mafal. We have this gag, or I don't know if you want, but we have this character trait where the inner monologue is the normal monologue, which is how people would talk, but the character itself is speaking in their character speech. In this case, Lufus Mafal is, I believe, speaking in a more kingly way. In like, instead of I, it's like they say our and we. You know, they have this specific way to talk, and also they are not as casual in their what they present as a character, which, as far as I know, is more or less the character translating what the inner monologue is saying into their speech. As far as I know, we have this also in some of the shows. I hope you know what I meant. We also get introduced to a second character. These are the 2 characters we got introduced the most in the 3 episodes, and that one is called Dina. We have this here, blue-haired girl. We also have her here in the picture. She's a little bit interesting because she supposedly is like an NPC that is always in the background, or was always in the background, not really an important NPC. Everyone is making more or less fun of her. She's like the gag character. Reminds me a lot of Aqua from Konosuba, also blue character. And, you know, everyone doesn't really acknowledge her existence and is asking who she is. However, she does have some power. She can like teleport, and she has like another power, which there are some questions being raised about her character. She can just be a gag character, but we don't really know at this point. We also get introduced to one of the generals pretty early on. In the 3 episodes, I mean. So far, surprising. Very surprising, I have to admit. I went into this, you know, looking for like okay, we will see but came out as, hey, this is not bad. I do have one little scene I want to showcase. And that is it. Really liked that fight. It looked really awesome. Again, surprising. Very surprising, I have to say. Ratings, AniList, 72% mean score. My anime list, 7.49. I would say for the first 3 episodes, this is an 8 out of 10. It seems like a solid show. I hope we can continue like this. There is a lot of intriguing stuff still in the story. I like how it is being presented right now. I also like the idea of the 12 generals. We will see. I hope it can continue like this, because if it does, this could be a very solid show.